Underneath Olympus, the bones of gods still rot. Ares, Poseidon, Hades, all reduced to blood and myth because one man decided their time was over. Kratos does not ask for power. He takes it. He does not beg for mercy. He teaches others to. But the East is not Olympus. It is not Midgard. And some gods were not made to die. Some were made to enforce death itself. You can swing blades of chaos. You can kill giants and topple pantheons. But you cannot overpower laws that were never written by mortals. In Chinese mythology, divine power is not a performance. It is a structure, a mechanism. And once triggered, it does not flinch or negotiate. According to my sixth scroll, there is one God who governs clarity itself, Erlang Shen, born of the Jade Emperor's kin, forged in celestial warfare. He walks between mortal chaos and heavenly law. His appearance alone is unsettling. A third eye opens in the center of his forehead, unblinking, tireless, impossible to deceive. It is not decoration. It is judgment in its purest form. This eye does not simply see. It knows. His armor shines with the glow of heavenly order. His spear is not for violence. It is for correction. In one tale, Erlang Shen battled a 1,000-year demon that poisoned rivers and minds alike. While others begged or fled, Erlang stood calmly at the center, his eye opening as the creature screamed. He saw its original sin and unraveled its form. It didn't die. It ceased to be. No agony, no scream, just erasure. His hound, Zhong Kui, is no ordinary beast. Born of starlight and discipline, it does not chase. It reveals. And when it pins you, it's not your body that's trapped. It's your truth. Kratos has shattered gods with fists in fire. But Erlang Shen does not break. He does not shout. He does not bleed, because he is not defending himself. He is upholding balance. And balance does not lose. Against Erlang Shen, there is no combat. There is only the moment your soul is shown what it truly is. And by then, it's already over. He once held back a flood dragon that threatened to drown the mortal realm, not with brute force, but by altering the shape of the river itself. Where Kratos would have charged through water and corpses, Erlang Shen redrew the battlefield entirely. In another tale, when the Monkey King's son Wukong defied the heavens, Erlang was one of the few who could match him, not with rage, but with precision. While Wukong morphed into mountains and birds to escape, Erlang Shen adapted instantly, matching every transformation with calm strategy. He cornered the trickster not through might, but inevitability. He is not fast. He is final. While Kratos uses chaos to overwhelm, Erlang uses order to dismantle. And order does not panic. His mere presence causes demons to lose form. His weapon does not burn. It realigns. And when he strikes, he does not leave scars. He leaves silence. If Kratos were to charge him, blood-stained and roaring, Erlang would not move. He would not speak. Only the third eye would open. And in that moment, everything Kratos believes he is, a warrior, a father, a god, ceases to exist. No roar, no resistance, just a body frozen in place, moments before it's gone. That is the terror of Erlang Shen. He doesn't strike. He ends you. And when it's over, there's no body, no legend, only the memory of someone who should never have challenged him. But Erlang Shen is only the first. There are others. And the next doesn't strike from the heavens. He hunts from below. Zhong Kui never sat among the stars. But in Chinese mythology, his name is carried by exorcists like a prayer. And in the underworld, his authority outranks most gods. Often mistaken for a monster, he is something far worse. Zhong Kui, the demon queller. His story begins not in battle, but in disgrace. A brilliant scholar denied honor by a corrupt emperor, driven to end his own life. But death didn't diminish him. It weaponized him. Denied rest, Zhong Kui made a pact with the king of the underworld, pledging eternal service in exchange for power no demon could resist. He does not slay with elegance. He hunts. With wild hair, bulging eyes, and a blade soaked in infernal blood, Zhong Kui doesn't need strategy or mercy. He appears where corruption hides and drags it into daylight. His enemies don't flee. They rot from the inside out. Unlike Kratos, who thrives in chaos and vengeance, Zhong Kui enforces a cosmic order, one that doesn't care for reasons, stories, or scars. He rides into hells no god dares to tread, and he does not come back empty-handed. Kratos might charge a battlefield screaming. Zhong Kui doesn't announce himself. He just appears inside your threshold, already swinging. Against him, power is meaningless. Rage is noise. What matters is purity. Because the second Zhong Kui sees the rot inside you, it's already too late. And Kratos? He is nothing if not stained. Zhong Kui's legend doesn't echo through temples. It roars through the underworld. After taking his own life in despair, he was denied a rightful burial. And that rejection twisted his soul into something the heavens couldn't ignore. The king of hell, Nüwa, didn't punish him. He hired him, gave him an army of spirits and a blade that only answers to righteousness. Since that day, Zhong Kui has never stopped hunting. He doesn't fight for revenge. He fights to restore balance. And in Chinese mythology, that makes him more feared than any wrathful god. There are stories of demons trying to flee his presence, only to find their limbs dissolving mid-air. Of entire provinces plagued by spirits, silenced in one night when Zhong Kui arrived. His presence alone is an exorcism. He rides a giant black bat. His companions are tortured ghosts turned into weapons. He names each one. He doesn't care for glory, only results. And the results are always the same. The impure are erased. If Kratos stepped into one of Zhong Kui's cursed provinces, the spirits would scatter. But Zhong Kui wouldn't see a hero. He'd see another corrupted soul carrying too much unfinished rage. And unlike gods who hesitate, Zhong Kui doesn't wait for you to draw a weapon. He's already behind you, already striking. And the wound he leaves doesn't bleed. It drags your soul from your spine and presents it to the court of hell before you understand what happened. This is not a contest of strength. It's an audit. And when Zhong Kui is sent to collect, even the strongest gods cannot argue. Kratos would never see the second blow, because the first would be all that's needed. The next god does not walk among mortals or appear in dreams. My third scroll names a god who does not raise his voice or wield thunder, yet all movement stops the moment he enters the battlefield. Taiyi Zhenren, the perfected one of the supreme unity, is not a protector, nor a ruler, nor a conqueror. He is the Tao made aware. In Chinese mythology, his existence is not confined to temples or stories. He appears when balance is threatened, when chaos grows arrogant, and when even the heavens forget humility. He once rode a chariot pulled by 9 dragons, not to show power, but to teach restraint. Each dragon represented a fundamental principle of reality, and through them, he traveled not across space, but across states of truth. In one scroll, Taiyi created an entire pocket world to test a demon king's arrogance. The realm mimicked victory, then betrayal, then immortality, until the demon no longer knew which self was real. When he broke down in madness, Taiyi did not strike. He simply closed the world and walked away. In another story, a disciple named Nezha was reborn from lotus petals after dying in defiance of fate. It was Taiyi who rebuilt his soul, not as a favor, but as a correction to destiny. Nezha, trained by Taiyi, went on to challenge dragons, celestial generals, and even gods. Not with brute strength, but with tools crafted by Taiyi's hand, rings that cut through illusion, wheels that ran on thought, and spears that pierced arrogance. They say Taiyi Zhenren once sealed an entire army of hungry ghosts inside a copper mirror by teaching them regret. When demons tried to invade the mortal realm, he shifted the geography of the land so subtly that their armies marched in circles for 100 years without realizing. When celestial beasts lost control and rained fire on mountain villages, Taiyi reversed the winds, folded time by 3 breaths, and made the flames return to the mouths that birthed them. His knowledge of talismans is not decorative. Each one holds a universe of conditions. A single seal on his sleeve could paralyze a god mid-thought. To fight Taiyi is to walk into a story already written, where every movement you make has been annotated, corrected, and resolved. Kratos would not face combat. He would face correction. He would feel his spine straighten, his rage dissolve, his axe turn translucent in his hands, not because Taiyi disarms him, but because the concept of fighting no longer makes sense. That is the domain of Taiyi Zhenren, where battles don't happen. They are remembered incorrectly. What Kratos considers battle, Taiyi views as imbalance. He would not raise a fist. Instead, he would fold the battlefield until Kratos walks in circles, speaking to ghosts of his own rage. His axe would be heavy, his steps delayed, because Taiyi does not fight your body. He disassembles your reason for fighting. There is a tale of a celestial general who tried to measure Taiyi's strength. The god said nothing. He pointed to a mountain. The general struck it, splitting it in 2. Taiyi nodded, then reversed the moment. The mountain was whole again. The general's strike had never happened. Time obeys Taiyi not because he commands it, but because he understands what it's made of. Kratos, forged in revenge, would not die by Taiyi's hand. He'd freeze mid-strike, unable to remember why he was fighting. Then the world would collapse around him, rebuilt without him in it. That is why this god cannot be defeated, because by the time you realize he is your opponent, he has already rewritten the outcome of the war. The 4th name revealed in my scroll is worshipped less for what he protects and more for what he allows. In Chinese mythology, Nezha is not simply a god of youth or rebellion. He is a weapon that chose to remember he once had a heart. Born not from a mother's womb, but from a lotus flower soaked in celestial energy, Nezha entered the world already powerful enough to terrify kings and enrage dragons. When the dragon king of the Eastern Sea threatened the mortal realm, Nezha didn't wait for permission. He slaughtered the dragon's son, tore open the ocean floor, and bared the heavens to punish him. When divine judgment did come, it came in the form of his own father. But Nezha did not resist. He carved his flesh from his bones, returned it to his parents, and walked into death with nothing but a promise that he would come back. And he did. Reborn with a body of fire and metal, wrapped in cosmic silk, his weapons were forged from wheels of flame, and the spear that shatters illusions and truth alike. His soul was no longer a child's. It was a fury perfected. In battle, Nezha does not block. He burns through. Against Kratos, the question would not be who lands the first blow, but who survives the second. Nezha fights like someone who has already died and found the experience boring. He can move faster than thought, ride whirlwinds through solid matter, and unravel enchantments with a flick of his ring. But what makes him terrifying isn't power. It's joy. Nezha smiles when the world bleeds. He laughs when gods scream. And when Kratos throws his axe, Nezha catches it, then answers the question that forged it. What are you the god of again? And suddenly, that title doesn't matter anymore. Before he was feared by demons and honored by emperors, Nezha was a chaos no heaven could tame. After his resurrection, the heavens debated if he should be allowed to remain. But it was too late. Nezha had already taken his place among the immortals, not by invitation, but by force. He once faced Shiji Nyang, a goddess of ancient power, who struck down entire cities with a glance. Nezha answered not with rage, but with the fire of his cosmic wheels, igniting the sky and tearing apart her illusions, until even the gods forgot what they feared about her. In another tale, when the six-armed demon king emerged from the underworld to claim the mortal plane, armies failed, monks wept, and temples fell. Nezha arrived alone. What followed wasn't a duel, but a statement. The demon's arms were broken one by one, his name stripped from every scripture, and his essence sealed inside Nezha's ring, forever spinning, screaming, and silenced. Mortals pray to him not for peace, but for defiance. He is the answer to despair. And when Nezha fights, it's never clean. His body tears itself apart with every attack, metal groaning, fire spilling from joints, but it rebuilds faster than it breaks. He doesn't stop because he can't. The moment Kratos hesitates, thinking he's struck Nezha down, the air folds, the fire surges, and that same laughing face returns. Nezha's power is not in how much damage he can do. It's in how little he cares about receiving it. Because to defeat Nezha, you'd have to kill him twice. And the world already failed the first time. Nezha was born to end battles, and he never leaves them halfway done. When his wheels ignite and the air itself catches fire, Kratos would not face a warrior. He would face inevitability. The fifth and final name written in my scroll is not a warrior, not a judge, not even a ruler. She is a mother, but not to children, to the world itself. Her name is Nuwa, and before she shattered mountains, forged heaven's ceiling, and sealed the cracks of the broken sky with molten stones of 5 colors, she walked alone through a ruined world of fire and black water. It was a time before laws, before time itself had form. Chaos had ripped the heavens open, and the earth had been torn apart by Gong Gong, the dragon of destruction. No one asked her to act. She simply picked up what was left of existence and decided it was worth repairing. She melted sacred stones into cosmic resin, carved the bones of dead gods into scaffolding, and raised the sky again. Where blood once reigned, stars now returned. And when all was calm, she molded the first humans from yellow clay and breathed into them. Kratos may fight fate, fight gods, fight beasts. But how do you fight the hand that sculpted your very concept? He wouldn't even see her strike, because to Nuwa, unmaking him would be no more difficult than wiping away a wrong brushstroke from a still wet scroll. Nuwa once stood at the edge of creation, watching as the pillars that held up the heavens shattered in a single instant. The sky collapsed, stars rained like knives. Mountains split open and oceans boiled into the sky. It was not war, it was entropy, and the gods panicked. But not Nuwa. She walked into the storm and began to collect fragments of the universe with her bare hands. 5 stones, 5 colors, each one representing a law of reality. She melted them together in a sacred furnace and molded them into a scene for the sky itself. As the fire rose, time paused. As the stones melted, space bent. And when she raised her creation to the heavens, the sky obeyed. The stars realigned. The balance returned. She does not conquer, she creates. And when something defies the balance she fought to restore, she does not strike it down. She removes it, gently, like a mother wiping ash from her child's face. If Kratos appeared in her restored world, dragging his chaos through soil she once reshaped with her bare hands, she would not rage, she would observe. And if she deemed him beyond harmony, beyond redemption, she would not challenge him. She would reshape the sky again, stitching reality without his name in it. One by one, the laws that hold his body together would fade. Memories of him would loosen and slip. His axes, his scars, his story, all dissolved by design, not erased, rewritten. And when the new world stabilizes, no one remembers there was ever anything to fix, not even the viewer. That is why Nuwa stands above, because there is not even a fight for her to win. She redefines reality. Kratos would not die screaming. He would not die at all. He would become a myth that never was, a whisper never spoken, something that never even existed.